Okay, so we had the division problem, 162 divided by 12. And the appropriate strategy before we can go anywhere is to estimate to where we just have a one-digit divisor. And we estimated that 10 was a close estimate to 12, and 162 we guesstimated to be 160. Then we use our knowledge of number patterns to cancel out the zeros. And we just ask ourselves, well, okay, well, how many times is 16 divisible by 1? And the answer is 16 times. So now, what answers did you guys get? Let's get some answers from the classroom. Angel, what's your answer? 14/6 over 12?
No, I'm not the 14. He means like 46. The 6.
Oh, okay. So you're saying 14 and 6/12.
Yeah.
I got you. Julio, what do you have? 13 and 6/12. 2/12. Okay. Ozil, what do you have? 13 halves? Okay. 13 halves you would write like this. That's totally different. Okay, what do you have, Jose? Oh, you agree with him? What do you have, Ray? 16 and 6/12. Okay, cool. Looks like we have some people using the remainder becomes a fraction. Some people are solving it out to an exact decimal. That's all well and good. Let's go ahead and break this down using the does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? So how many times will 12 go into 1? It won't. So let's just go on to how many times will 12 go into 16? 1. So I'll multiply 1 times 12, and that is 12. And then that was does McDonald's sell? That's subtract, right? And then what is 16 minus 12? 4. Is my answer less than my divisor? All right, good to go. What's the B? Bring it on down. Drop the bomb. Okay. Well, how many times does 12 go into 42? If we don't know our multiples of 12, which we all should, that's part of our multiplication table. Yeah, I can write 12, 24, 36. All right, so as a lot of you are saying, I need to multiply by 1, 2, 3 times. Okay. So now 12 times 3 is 36. Then I have to find the difference between 42 and 36, which is, I'm going to have to borrow from the tens place. That becomes 3. 12 minus 6 is? Okay, so I could say 13 and put my remainder up here, 6/12, which most of you should be able to realize that 6/12 is equivalent to what? 1/2. So that's equivalent to 13 and 1/2. And if I gave you half of $1, how many cents would you have? So that would be the appropriate answer. Let's say if I didn't know my benchmark fractions, so I didn't know that 1/2 was equal to 5/10, what would I have to add to my long division? And a decimal. Now, if I had a 0, I've made my 162 into 1,620. I've totally changed my number. I made it 10 times too big. So I add a decimal to keep the same number, and then I can add a 0. And then I'm on to bring it on down. So how many times will 12 divide into 60? You guys notice whenever you add by 12, you're just increasing the ones place by 2 and the tens place by 1? I go from 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 60. right? So I know that I can multiply 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I add my decimal because that's right above there. Do I get the same answer either way? Yes, I do. Okay. And let's compare that back to our estimate. Now, did I really have 10 or did I have 12? So since I'm cutting out larger pieces, I'm not going to need nearly as many of them. That's why it comes out to be 13 and 5/10. This estimate is helpful because if I got an answer like with only one digit or with 3 digits, I could tell right off the bat that I was either 10 times too small or 10 times too large. I've done something wacky with my decimals. And as you go on, especially once you have a career, if you consistently mess up your decimal by a factor of 10, one way or the other, you're not going to have a job for very long. So being able to identify place value, knowing if something is about as big as it should be, or if it's 100 times smaller, or if it's 100 times larger, that becomes a critical life skill, okay? That's where life can be useful. Or not life be useful, math would be useful. There we go, that makes more sense. So